Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bowl with Value. This week I'm going to go over what I've been working on for a few months now, and that is Loft. When to loft it, how to loft it, why to loft it. So stick around and see what we have for you today.
This brings up by 12. Has it. Really good look.
Okay, we are back at Sherman Bowling Center. I have laid 18 today, and it's their burnt up house pattern from league last night. So I chose to do this pattern specifically for loft because typically when people bowl on patterns, they burn up the front, and you have to sometimes get it over the front by lofting it so that the ball retains a little bit more energy. So I'm gonna grab my towel and get started. I feel relatively warm, and I have a couple balls here that I'm gonna play with. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see if I get the perfect ball reaction to start. I'll stick with a couple, but I've got the two effects, the tour and the effect, and then the hazmat solid. And I chose these balls because typically, okay, so I'm just gonna try to get lined up as if I don't know that it's a burnt up house shot. So that's my typical alignment. 20, 12, sliding 20, looking at 12-ish. It went high, so that's gonna force me in, right? A lot of people have played in that area. So I am going to move left, and with this stronger, solid, symmetric, it might deplete too much energy and not be enough at the back of the pattern. So I'll move 5 off that and look at 13, 14. Ooh, okay. There's still enough oil in the middle. That looks pretty good. That was very smooth and round. I don't know if I'm gonna have as much room there with this ball, because if I get it to the dry, as you saw in a couple videos ago, when I got lined up on a house pattern, if you get it to the dry, it starts to hook immediately, and then you need to have a ball that's gonna be able to retain enough energy to get the right entry angle. As I wait for my ball. Sometimes it takes a while. I will attempt, let's see what this ball looks like. And I'm gonna look at what the effector is, maybe in the same spot. Oh, here it comes, that's okay. Don't have to ask for a ball return. 20 with my feet, looking at 13, 14. Okay, oh my gosh. That feels stronger to me, but I think it's just hooking. It's not depleting as much energy as the hazmat. So it appears to hook more. That's gonna force me further left. So I can actually get in and see what that looks like too. And see at what point is it going to be depleting too much energy and require me to loft it. Let's go another 3. So 23, 15, 16. Oh, wow, interesting. So I feel like that hooked as soon as I let it go. And it kind of like wiggled. So I don't know who was bowling here, but I record on, today's Wednesday. I mean, I'm releasing these on Sundays, but today's Wednesday. So it was a Tuesday night league, which I think is competitive bowlers over here. So there's a good chance that a couple of the guys probably got in their lay down point. So here's a good opportunity for me to get over the front and loft it a little bit. So because my lay down is so close to my body, my feet, and the foul line, my loft is not like super out. And I mean, there may be a chance that I will have to loft it, say, to the dots or further. Typically even just a foot 12, 18 inches more than you typically lay it down is enough to change your ball reaction. So if I do that again, but I'm gonna stand up taller. So that's the key, stand up taller to loft. So 23, okay, so I'm just gonna stand, instead of like my typical is kind of like a little athletic stance, but I'm gonna just stand up taller and I'm gonna keep looking at the arrows but just try to stand up a little bit more as I slide. That's amazing. I love it when you try things and it works out. So that worked out really well. That retained energy. That's amazing. So the first, back it up a couple minutes of talking, and I felt like the ball kind of wiggled and then it barely got there. It was like a light mixer. That one I lofted it a decent amount and it retained energy and struck. So that's pretty awesome. Now, that's exactly what it does. And I noticed that my track actually stays pretty well the same. And I do this because that's me rolling it. You can do so many different things. You can loft it, hold on to it more, increase axis tilt if you need it to spark even more, or you can just loft it over the front, get it to retain a little bit more energy, but still blend the pattern. So there's different ways. If you can anyway, I'm just gonna bowl. I'm gonna throw one more shot and then I'll explain one more thing. Okay, I got it in. It's still good. The other thing that I was thinking for loft, and Coach Tyrell Rose just wrote a book called The One Elite Frame at a Time. So he actually highly recommend going and buying that on Amazon. But he mentions how to loft it, and there's that, stand up taller, but then you can also feel like you're holding onto it longer. So that's what I'm gonna do on this shot, and I'm gonna actually try to loft it as far as I can. All right, so I just stand in the same spot, see what it does. When you loft it, it's taking the front part of the lane out of play, so it's going to hook later than it would if you laid it down, because it's seeing less of the lane. All right, so I'm gonna try to loft it as far as I can. Oh gosh. And I hit that so hard out in front of me. Odds are not gonna have to do that far right. But I'm sure you've seen guys, some girls, not often, but guys, standing way over here and having to loft it, to the middle arrow. Maybe we can have a little fun right now. Why don't I try to move left and do that? So my track is actually, yeah, that's pretty good. The first couple flares are over here, it looks like, but the majority of the oil is a little bit further down, but straight around the ball versus tilted. Okay. Well, yeah, I suppose I could. I don't know. I'll try to stand oh my gosh, this is too far. Okay, I'll go 33 with my feet. And I've had to play this far left on their lower volume patterns, but I'm still able to kind of roll it. I don't typically have to loft it at Sherman anyway. All right, here we go. What was that? 30, 40, 37? Okay, I slid on 37 and lofted it. I mean, if that's fun for you, cool. It doesn't feel that fun for me, but I've been working on it, and it's a skill to have in your bag, especially if you're bowling you know, if there's urethane being played, if there's a lot of people on your pair, high rev rate, sometimes we just have to get it over the front in order for the ball to retain enough energy to get a better entry angle. So I hope that was helpful for you today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know if there is anything you'd like to see on the channel, you know, coaching stuff or bowling balls going down the lane, reviews, that sort of thing, because we look at those comments and we do this every week. So with that, we'll see you next week.